Welcome, everyone. Today we are looking at how to transform your competitive market analysis using Claude. We will move beyond basic searches and learn to build systematic, AI-driven intelligence workflows to compare products, gauge sentiment, and uncover hidden market gaps. Let's get started. Let's kick things off by defining what AI-driven competitive analysis truly is. In the past, comprehensive market research meant hiring expensive analyst firms or spending weeks drowning in spreadsheets. Today, Claude serves as your dedicated, 24/7 business intelligence consultant. Why is this a game changer? Because the modern market produces an overwhelming volume of data, thousands of customer reviews, complex pricing tiers, and endless feature updates. Claude's superpower is pattern recognition. It can digest this massive amount of unstructured data and turn it into clear, actionable insights. To do this, we don't just ask Claude generic questions. We feed it structured data and apply specific analytical frameworks. We are moving from simply gathering facts to synthesizing deep strategic intelligence that reveals untapped market opportunities. Take a look at this mind map, which outlines the 4 pillars of our competitive analysis workflow. At the center is our core objective. Branching out, we have product intelligence, where we compare features and pricing. Below that is market sentiment, where we analyze reviews and brand perception. To the left, we identify strategic opportunities by spotting market gaps. Finally, we power this entire engine with live data, using web search and external API connections. This visual serves as our roadmap for the rest of the training. To succeed with Claude, we must replace chaotic searching with a systematic research framework. This involves 4 critical steps. Step 1 is research planning, defining specific, measurable questions. Step 2 is data collection, where you gather authoritative sources like industry reports or competitor documentation. Step 3 is where Claude shines, Claude-assisted analysis. Here, the AI synthesizes your gathered data, looking for themes and contradictions. Finally, Step 4 is expert validation. Why is this framework strictly necessary? Because without it, you risk shallow synthesis or falling into the hallucination trap, where the AI might generate plausible but incorrect market data. You must apply the trust but verify principle. Claude is your analytical engine, but you are the domain expert responsible for the final business decision. This flowchart maps our systematic methodology. We start at research planning, moving sequentially into data collection. That raw data flows into Step 3, Claude-assisted analysis, where the heavy computational lifting occurs. The output must then pass through the expert validation gate. As you can see at the decision diamond, if the insights are valid, we proceed to a strategic decision. If they fail human verification, perhaps due to outdated data or an AI hallucination, we loop right back to data collection to refine our inputs. Now, let's apply our framework to product comparison. Your goal is to find the white space, the market gaps your competitors are ignoring. Doing this manually requires cross-referencing dozens of feature variables across multiple websites. Claude, with its massive context window, can process these spec sheets simultaneously. You simply feed it the documentation for your top competitors and instruct it to generate a detailed comparison matrix. But we want to go deeper than a simple chart. As experts, we use reverse research prompting. Instead of just asking what features they have, we ask Claude, if a highly motivated customer rejected all 3 of these competitors, what critical missing feature or pricing flaw would be the reason? This forces the AI to look at the negative space in the data, instantly revealing unique differentiation strategies for your own product. Let's visualize this data synthesis. On the left, we ingest the spec sheets for competitors A, B, and C directly into the Claude analysis engine. The engine processes these documents concurrently, outputting 2 distinct artifacts. First, a structured feature comparison matrix for tactical review. Second, and more importantly, it identifies missing features across the board. These missing elements flow directly into formulating your unique value proposition. Claude handles the heavy cross-referencing, allowing you to focus purely on strategy. Let's move from product features to human emotions, analyzing competitor sentiment. Customer reviews are a goldmine of market intelligence, but raw feedback is incredibly noisy. By uploading a CSV of hundreds of competitor reviews, you can leverage Claude to categorize sentiment and extract hidden consumer segments. For example, Claude might reveal that 30% of negative reviews are highly price-sensitive, while 45% are frustrated by poor build quality. But we want to dive even deeper. We instruct Claude to identify the customer's core, job to be done. We don't just want to know that a user hated a competitor's software. We want Claude to tell us why they bought it in the first place and exactly where it failed to deliver. This turns anecdotal complaints into precise, quantifiable business intelligence that you can use to capture disgruntled market share. This pie chart represents the kind of advanced segmentation Claude can generate from a raw dump of unstructured reviews. Instead of a generic 3-star average rating, Claude has clustered the qualitative feedback. We see that 45% of the competitor's audience is quality-focused and frustrated by bugs, 30% are price-sensitive, and 25% value convenience above all. If you are entering this market, this chart tells you exactly what marketing message to lead with: superior stability and quality. A critical limitation of any LLM is its knowledge cutoff date. If you ask Claude for a competitor's pricing today, relying solely on its base weights, you might get data from last year. This brings us to live market data using web search and the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. To compete effectively, you must bridge this gap. By enabling the web search tool, Claude can dynamically browse the internet, checking competitor websites for breaking news or sudden price drops. For enterprise users, MCP takes this further, allowing you to securely connect Claude directly to live financial databases, Jira, or internal market intelligence tools. You are no longer chatting with a static model. You are interacting with a live, autonomous research engine that pulls the freshest data the millisecond you request it. Let's walk through the sequence of a live data fetch. The user asks for today's pricing. Crucially, Claude recognizes its own knowledge gap. It pauses and executes a tool call out to the web search or MCP integration. The external tool retrieves the live web page data and returns it to Claude's context window. Finally, Claude synthesizes this raw HTML or JSON into a clear, strategic answer for the user. It is a seamless loop bridging AI reasoning with real-world, real-time facts. As your market analysis needs grow, relying on a single chat prompt becomes inefficient. This is where we scale up using multi-agent research teams. Think of this as hiring a virtual consulting firm. Instead of asking one generalist AI to do everything, you orchestrate specialized sub-agents. You configure a web scraper agent dedicated solely to gathering competitor data, a financial analyst agent instructed strictly to crunch numbers, and a synthesis writer agent tasked with formatting the final report. Overseeing them is a supervisor agent that routes the workflow. Why do this? Because it prevents context pollution. An agent focused only on financial extraction won't get distracted by marketing copy. This hierarchical architecture allows you to run deep, parallel investigations, generating enterprise-grade market reports in a fraction of the time it would take a human team. This diagram illustrates the hierarchical multi-agent architecture. A market query comes in and hits the supervisor agent, highlighted in gold. The supervisor intelligently delegates work, dispatching search tasks to the web researcher agent and number crunching to the financial analyst agent. Operating in parallel, these specialists feed their findings down to the synthesis writer agent, who compiles the data into the final market report. It is a highly scalable, autonomous intelligence pipeline. Let's tie all these concepts together with a real-time, highly impactful use case, a startup competitor audit. Imagine you are launching a new project management SaaS tool. You need to know exactly how to disrupt the top 3 incumbents. Step 1. You ingest data. You upload CSVs of their software reviews and PDFs of their technical specs. Step 2. You activate live data, commanding Claude to search the web for their release notes from just the past 30 days to see what they are actively building. Step 3 is the deep analysis. You ask Claude to cross-reference the most frequent customer complaint against their highest pricing tier. The outcome: Claude reveals a massive vulnerability. Enterprise users are paying top dollar, but are furious about clunky reporting dashboards. You now have your exact go-to-market strategy. You build a better reporting dashboard and market directly to their frustrated enterprise clients. Here is the journey map of our startup audit. In the data gathering phase, the user uploads static CSVs while Claude actively fetches live pricing. In the deep analysis phase, Claude cross-references the data and successfully identifies the incumbent's vulnerability. Finally, we move to strategic action, where the user and Claude collaboratively formulate the go-to-market plan, empowering the user to disrupt the market. This is the ultimate synergy of human strategy and AI processing power. As we conclude, let's review the best practices to ensure your market analysis remains razor-sharp. First, avoid context pollution. Do not just dump irrelevant PDFs into the prompt. Curate your inputs so the AI stays focused. Second, beware of the automation addiction. Follow the 80-20 rule. Let Claude do 80% of the heavy lifting and data processing, but reserve the final 20% strictly for human strategic judgment. Third, aggressively combat hallucinations by demanding strict citations for every market claim Claude makes. Finally, remember that your first prompt is just a draft. Use iterative refinement to push the analysis deeper. Mastering these techniques will turn your market research from a tedious cost center into your greatest strategic advantage. I invite learners to subscribe, and visit quicktechie.com for premium certification prep, including Q&A banks, full ebooks, audiobooks, full-length training, and interview guides. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. This final flowchart solidifies our quality control loop. Every draft market analysis must hit the human expert review node. If you spot hallucinations or uncited claims, you loop back, refine the prompt, and add constraints. Once the data is verified and cited, it proceeds to the final strategic output. And, of course, the most important final step, head over and visit quicktechie.com to continue your learning journey.